Welcome to Sports Cues, where we answer your sports questions. My name's Mikey McCollar, I'm your host, and I cannot wait to dive into that mailbag. Our first question comes from Richard Banks of Columbus, Ohio. Richard writes, I watched Game 2 of the Ducks-Blackhawks conference finals, and it went into triple overtime. Do you think the NHL should change its overtime rules so that at some point, both teams can just give up and call it a draw? Some of us have work in the morning. Great question, Richard, thanks. Personally, I love the way the NHL handles its overtime periods. Remember, there is no limit to the number of 15-minute periods that can be played in the postseason. Both teams just keep going back and forth until somebody scores a goal. Of course, the secret to enjoying those long games is to get ready ahead of time. And in fact, I have a step-by-step guide to getting ready for a potentially long NHL playoff game before the puck even drops. Step 1. Make sure your fridge is full of beer. You don't want to have to run to the store in the middle of the game. Step 2. Take the number of buffalo wings you think you're going to eat and double it. If the game starts to run long, you're going to be glad you have too many instead of too few. Step 3. Make sure everything is taken care of at work. If neither team scores before the day is through, you're going to be happy you took the time to set up an email reply message or an automatic voicemail that lets your coworkers know not to expect a reply until the next day since you're watching an NHL playoff game. But don't mention which team you're rooting for. What if your boss is a fan of the other guys? Step 4. See if your neighbor can pick up your mail and feed your dog while you're watching the game. I find that most neighbors are happy to help out, but even if they're not available, the post office can always hold your mail, and you can pour your dog a week's worth of food in one of those giant metal mixing bowls. Step 5. Update your will. This hockey game could well take the rest of your life, and if it does, make sure that your affairs are in order. If your husband or wife is, God forbid, sitting next to you on that sofa, just make sure that your kids have somewhere to go. A lot of people assume that a family member or a close friend will step in if both goalies happen to be on fire, but a lot of times the courts end up making those decisions. Now, maybe you'd agree with those decisions and maybe not, but you'll sleep better knowing that those decisions have been made. Our next question comes from Mallory Olenek of Rhode Island. Mallory writes, I hate the NHL offseason. What can I watch to fill the time until it comes back? Great question, Mallory, thanks. You know, if you're looking to scratch that hockey itch, why not check in on the AHL? Now, I know a lot of people haven't heard about it, but the American Hockey League is only less popular than the NHL because of a 1982 playoff game that's still in overtime. You can always pop in on that game for a couple hours. And make sure to watch between 12 a.m. and 4 a.m., and you might catch rookie sensation young Griff Malone out on the ice. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Sports Cues. I got to go pack for my trip. I always told myself I'd backpack through Europe, and if I don't go before the hockey playoffs start, I might never get a chance. Take care.